Welcome to Still on the Air. I'm your host, David Pierce Anderson. And, as always, we have Jackson, the faux hammer touchberry, alongside with me. It's been a while. We had a little bit of a break with the holidays coming up and everything, and it's good to be back. 2018, very exciting, I should say. Jackson, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. You had a nice break, I hope?
Yeah, it was nice. Hung out with the family a lot. It was good.
That's good. That's all you can really ask for.
Really.
From the break. I'm looking forward to this semester. A couple days, about a week in now. Class is going all right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? You don't sound too sure about that.
No, I love them. Great classes, Dave.
Anything in particular? I don't know. I mean,
I looked up one of the required books to my poetry class.
Heard about this.
$700. Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2 months of rent.
Oh,
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Ooh, so you're not buying it, I hope.
There must have been a mistake because there's no way she expects us to get a $700 book. But yeah. No. Still probably going to go on the Wikipedia page and call it good.
There you go. I mean, that's all you really need. Well, books, we'll come back to that subject today.
Oh.
Because I think we might be talking a little bit about books today. But anyway, we've had a brief hiatus, but we're glad to be back. And you know what else is glad to be back? Our unapologetic displays of our affection for product placement. This brings us to our segment of the show we like to call Not a Sponsor. Now, we are not getting paid for these sponsorships, but it's all right because we'll do it for free. Today's non-sponsor is the Funko Pop Princess Leia bobblehead. Equipped with a blaster, Leia is ready to take on the Empire in her classic garb, that gorgeous hairstyle, our Princess Forever. This is a must-have for any Star Wars fan. This gift is a perfect way to say, may the Force be with you. That is a new one Justin got, and right next to Princess is a little Jack Torrance action from The Shining. And you might notice Leia does not have a hand.
Oh my!
Yeah, which runs in the Skywalker family to lose your hand. But this was just produced weird. But I think little Jack might have had a little something to do with that, maybe.
A little hot glue on it.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, actually, Justin was saying it did not ever have a hand. Never had a hand with it.
It might be worth some money. Some people like.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right, the variant ones.
Yeah.
Who knows, Justin? This could be a gold mine. No, that's all right. That's all right. So, over break, of course, there's news. We got to catch you up on that.
Yeah.
Jackson, it's news time. And it's a new year, so we're going to have some fun. The newest trend on the internet has been finding your historical doppelganger painted on a canvas in a museum somewhere. The app Google Arts and Culture allows you to snap a selfie and, through science and witchcraft, match your face to a painting. Many people were insulted when the app started comparing them to a few of Picasso's great pieces, but it's a fun app. Now, Jackson, we got a chance to try it out and see who we resemble. So you sent me your first go at it, and this is what Google Arts and Culture thinks you look like.
Princess Leia.
Boy with bagpipe. I think that's pretty close.
I like to blow on bagpipes.
Right. Now, that was your nickname in high school, right?
Yeah, bagpipe boy.
It was drawn by Joseph Stella around 1911 with wax, crayon, and charcoal on a piece of paper. Wasn't much information when I was looking up about it, so I think it was just a doodle. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool doodle.
It's a good doodle.
Yeah. It's 1911, so one of the newer ones I'd seen, a lot of them were going back to like 1700s or something.
Right.
But 1911 was pretty cool. So boy with bagpipe, that's who Jackson is. Now we'll take a look at mine. The Five Senses Taste. So this was part of a series. This is a Five Senses Taste edition. Done in 1650, Gonzalez Coquius depicted all five senses in this series. This is the fourth one in the series. And back in the 1600s, they used to sample food with sticks. As you can see on the bottom of the corner, he's pointing a stick to his neck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how they used to eat food in the 1600s, apparently. They grew past those and started using tridents, which we now call forks.
Oh. See, I thought that one was really good.
Yeah.
Because you make that face a lot when you're eating.
Yes, I do. That
you
is
do that kind of like,
one of my go-to faces. It's usually when I eat like hot Cheetos, which I think I saw in a description that's what he was eating.
That would make sense
hot
then,
Cheetos. Yeah. Right. Now, fun fact, Gonzalez Coquis was born 114,246 days exactly before I was born.
Wow.
Yeah. That is 313 years in one day.
I mean, I guess you could find the exact date and every exact date would be exactly that far away from when you were born.
Well, I know, but it was April 18th, and I was born April 17th. So
Okay.
I'm like, well, let's figure out how many days this is exactly.
So kind of close to mine too, then.
Right, actually, that's true. We're 3 days apart. All right. I was not really satisfied with mine, I'm going to be honest. So I did one more, and here's the result. I think that's pretty spot. 98% match. I think that's a pretty spot on. Taken with an iPhone X camera.
Yeah, I think the extra quality is what really did it.
They nailed it. They nailed it. All right, that's a joke. That didn't happen. Over the weekend, we got more news. Hawaii released an emergency alert reading ballistic missile threat inbound. I don't know. There we go. Ballistic threat inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. To which many aggravated American citizens responded, about time.
Right.
The Paradise State was in a state of panic for a while. Everyone was trying to find cover at once. All roads out of the state were unusable. But 38 minutes after the emergency alert was released, Hawaii responded with this message. Maybe, hopefully. Hello, JK. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to point out that I think that's the definition of a drill.
Yeah, right, exactly. But fun fact, read up lately, currently the person who pressed the button is being reassigned. He is quoted saying, I always question the fact that the missile alert button was right next to the Google Arts and Culture button. I just wanted to see what Renaissance painting I looked like. I think that is weird that you would put those two buttons right next to each other.
That's just terrifying.
Yeah.
You're like, yep, missile coming at you, you're going to die, and then you don't get the all clear for like 40 minutes?
Yeah, it was 38 minutes.
That's enough time to say goodbye to all of your loved ones and be like, yep, we're all going to die.
That's it. Well, and go out for breakfast.
I wonder if that was kind of therapeutic in some kind of weird way.
Yeah, you figure out, you're like, hey.
You finally tell the people how you really feel about them, and then it's just, JK.
But then feel about the other people. They're like, hey, man, I didn't get a text from you in that 38 minutes. What does that mean?
It's like, why didn't you call me? I thought we were going to die.
We were going to die together. I would call you, Jackson.
Oh, I would leave you unread.
Okay. That's all right. At least it went through. I know some people block my number.
At least you try.
At least I try. Anyway. Since the last time we met, a new Star Wars released, Star Wars The Last Jedi. The much-anticipated 8th episode of the saga debuted mid-December and received mixed reactions. Test audiences said it was the best Star Wars since 1980, the internet said it was garbage, and George Lucas said it could have used more poop jokes. I saw it 3 times in the first week, not because I loved it, because I was still trying to figure it out. I was not a fan of Episode 7, as you know, so I was skeptical about 8. I strongly urge everyone to see this installment, though. It really is a good Star Wars movie. Still trying to figure out why a Boss Nass came back as a Force ghost then.
Spoilers, man.
I tried to keep them all contained. But
that was surprising from you. Did Justin write that?
No, I wrote that. I actually think that Star Wars Episode 8 was a good movie, good Star Wars movie.
That is not your. Is that your original opinion?
Yes. Well, the first one I saw, I was.
He just doesn't want to stay up.
I mean, I frozen, like, I don't know. He just can't keep himself up. First time I saw it, I'm like, this is an enjoyable movie. Yeah. And the problem I had with 7 was I was in the movie theater and I'm like, well, I'm seeing a Star Wars movie. I'm seeing a Star Wars movie for 2 hours. I was just like, this is a Star Wars movie. At one point in 8, really early on in the first 30 minutes, I was like, I snapped back and I'm like, oh, I'm in a Star Wars movie because it just drew me in.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah. I urge everyone to see it. It felt like a Star Wars movie because it was new and it was refreshing.
It was very refreshing.
All right. We got one more story. Jackson pointed this one out to me.
Yes.
It's a good one. Saudi Arabia had a ban on movie theaters for the last 35 years. They lifted the ban over the weekend and opened a few temporary makeshift movie theaters in the country. The first film shown in public since the early 80s was none other than the Emoji Movie. 2017 was a great year for movies with flicks such as Get Out, Baby Driver, Dunkirk, Paddington 2. It was tough to pick one deserving enough to be the first movie. Deservingly, the Emoji Movie was the winner. And you may ask what the next movie to be played was. Well, as a tough act to follow, as the Emoji Movie is, they were just getting started. Captain Underpants was next on the list, keeping the hype train rolling. After viewing, the people of Saudi Arabia immediately demanded the ban to be reinstated.
It just you start here with the Emoji Movie, and then the train just keeps going. Underpants.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You can't.
It's got Kevin Hart in it, man.
Yeah, right. It's as good as it gets.
Where do you
All
go?
right. He's done.
All
He's
right.
retired. That's the news for you. And you heard it here first, or maybe not, I don't know. But I know for sure this is the first time you're hearing this. Still on the Air is now officially not a sponsor. We make this announcement featuring our very first product, the Still on the Air mug. If you want to represent the coolest show this side of the water tower, well, you can with this patented Still on the Air mug. Look at that beauty. Isn't that nice?
I drink from that.
Yeah, well, you're not going to. Instead, Jackson, I'd like to give unto you this.
Aw, man.
Does not come with water.
That's so nice. No, it's okay. I'll just...
Keep the train rolling.
It's delicious.
Ooh, best mug I've had. Now, I'd also like to address, we're calling it a soda mug. This is Michigan.
Tastes like
Hot
Dave.
mug. Yeah, that's right. We'll be back after the break with Christine Gatchell and the Literary Activists.
I'm addicted to Facebook. I'm
What was this,
always
5?
on it. I was checking on my feeds one day when I noticed an ad to test and keep an iPad. So I clicked the link. All I needed to get was my contact info. You know, home address, email address, cell phone number. Seems pretty easy to get a free iPad. A week goes by and I never get a new iPad. And I noticed I was getting hundreds of text ads on my phone. Because of all the extra text messages sent to my phone, my bill went up $10. Yeah. I wasn't getting a free iPad. They were just fishing for my phone number to sell to advertisers. I know there are legitimate ads on Facebook, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. My name is Nate, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
We are True EMU!
I am True EMU.
We are True EMU.
Welcome back to Still on the Air. Joining me is Christine Gatchell of Literary Activists at EMU. Christine, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk with you. Now, tell us a little bit about Literary Activists at EMU. What is the goal of the group?
Literary Activists at EMU started about a year ago. It was formed by a couple of us out of the Children's Literature Department, and the idea behind the group was to blend our love for literature and social outreach and activism then.
Okay, so Children's Lit is where it started. Are you still kind of in that realm, or have you branched out with more?
That's usually where the focus is. Every meeting we pick a book that deals with a different cultural or social issue usually in the children's literature genre, but we do branch out into young adult, which technically falls under that same category, but it has stayed mostly into that category.
And so what's the reasoning behind focusing on children's lit? Is that what you're all familiar with, or you feel there's stories to be told in that kind of?
I think at first it was because that's what we were all familiar with, but for me personally, that's where we can make a lot of an impact, right? In the Children's Lit universe, we really talk about having the opportunity to show children themselves through a window or a mirror. So we're letting them peek into another culture, another experience through that window. But we also want to make sure that they're being reflected and that they can see themselves in those texts in a mirror-like capacity. So if we as adults know how to pick the right books and how to share those stories with them, then we are incorporating those skills early on, and hopefully then when they get to be the adults, then they can pass it forward. So
this really is, I guess, planning on how to treat the younger generations and, open them up to diverse opportunity, cultures, and everything like that.
Exactly. The more that we can make them aware that those other cultures even exist, the better off that we'll be. They're going to have the future at some point. They're going to run the planet, the country. So we want to make sure that they're aware of other people's differences, and that's okay, and that they have as much power to go out there and make a difference as anybody else does.
How often does the group meet?
Right now we meet once a month. We're talking about adding a second meeting to kind of focus more on that activism and that community involvement. The club's currently open to anyone. You don't have to be an Eastern student.
Okay, well,
It's open to the entire Ypsilanti community. We've had interest from outside that community even. So anybody that wants to get involved in it is asked to come.
You guys usually meet on campus?
We do. We meet in the Halley Library
Okay.
upstairs.
Good place fitting, yeah.
It's great, but once a month right now. So it's usually on a Thursday.
Okay. And so the plan when you go into a meeting is, do you, I guess from the month prior, maybe assign a book to the group and then discuss it, or how do your meetings usually go about it?
We do. So we've made it clear that different people are comfortable with different capacities that the club has. Some people, they want to come and just talk about the book, and that's fine. Some people are much more involved in the activism and outreach piece that we have. So we usually tend to split the meeting into two different parts. The first hour, we talk about a book, and then the second hour, we tend to talk about the other things that we're doing. And during that second hour, we kind of usually pick a book for the next upcoming meeting. We open it up to anybody that's there, that if we have some suggestions, if we want to look at a specific topic, if we want to look at a certain culture, if we want to look at a certain time period, focus on that. And then we have a Facebook group.
Okay.
And even if you're at the meeting or if you're not, we put up a poll and people can come on and vote on which book we want to do.
Awesome. And you mentioned the other stuff you do. So it's not just a book club, I guess.
It's not.
Where does the activism part come in?
So last semester, we had our first big outreach activity. We paired with the Ypsilanti Library, and we brought in author Amy Schroeds, who wrote a picture book, Lost Cat, Found Cat, and it was based on her work in Greece working with Syrian refugees.
Oh, wow.
And it's about a cat that escaped from its family while they were crossing over, and she found the cat in Greece and actually paired it back up with the family that had come over. So she came to the library, read the book, and all the kids that were there, then we planned an additional fundraising activity, and we were able to provide 15 brand new books to all the kids that came, looking at characters that really represented immigrant or refugee status so that they could have that experience as well through those books.
That is fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
I love hearing that.
It was great.
Right. And how did you reach out to get the kids there? And this was, brought up with literary activists at EMU, right? So how did you reach out to the community and get them?
Since we paired with the library, that was a great opportunity for them to put the materials out on their website. It was a great opportunity for us to put it through our outreach here, kids that we knew, anybody that's coming into the library. It really made it a community event as opposed to something on campus, which is great, but taking it out further is that activism piece that we're really looking for.
What are your plans coming up? You mentioned this was last November?
That was in November. So we have an upcoming meeting this Thursday, but then in February we are going to be doing a zine. And we'd like to, we haven't quite decided on a theme, but it's definitely open to our members. But anybody else that would like to come to that meeting within the community is welcome to come. Kind of maybe looking at what literature means and what kind of activism we can do through literature.
Okay. And real quick, I've heard zine before. Can you explain it briefly?
So it's short for magazine, and it's kind of a self-created fan representation of something. So for this, we are going to pick a theme, and it's kind of, cutting up letters and magazines and creating it around that theme so that you have a different representation yourself of an idea or a theme.
Okay. You mentioned Thursdays once a month.
Yes.
How can we reach you so we can find out details?
We have a Facebook page. It's Literary Activists at EMU. You can get us there. We also have an Instagram account. Same thing. And then we have email as well. So if you go on Eastern's website, we are one of the clubs listed.
Awesome. Well, that's going to be fun. Check out Literary Activists at EMU. We'll be back after the break. We're going to play a little game. We'll see you then.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.
Hello?
I'll be right with you.
I'm just looking to charge my phone.
I'm looking for keeps.
What can I do for you?
I got a glimpse into what the future might hold. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Guess I'm gonna be here a while. People find me when they need me.
I'm addicted to Facebook. I'm always on it. I was checking out my feeds one day when I noticed an ad to test and keep an iPad. So I clicked the link. All I needed to give it was my contact info. You know, home address, email address, cell phone number. Seems pretty easy to get a free iPad. A week goes by and I never get a new iPad. And I noticed I was getting hundreds of text ads on my phone. Because of all the extra text messages sent to my phone, my bill went up $10. Yeah. I wasn't getting a free iPad. They were just fishing for my phone number to sell to advertisers. I know there are legitimate ads on Facebook, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. My name is Nate, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
Welcome back to Still on the Air. I'm David Pierce Anderson. We got Jackson Touchberry, Christine Gatchell, and we're gonna play a little game. All right, we came up with this game 12 a.m. this morning, trying to figure out a third segment. I like to call it Didn't Catch That. Because what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you my explanations of some famous books. I'm going to do like one sentence plot to the book, and whoever raises their hand first dibs on the answer, and we will see how it goes.
Yep.
Bear with me. Again, this was coffee fueled at 1 a.m. So, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Sure.
It's going to be fun. All right. First one is a group of short people and pot-smoking man with a walking stick travel across the kingdoms. Yeah?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah. There you go. That's an easy one.
Last one I'm gonna get.
Yeah, there we go. So, well, good start. We'll see how the next one goes. A doctor creates a creature because he wants to be God. It ends badly for everyone.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Right.
Tied it up.
It's just a second late.
Right. I was talking about that one, and there's a lot of differences from the movie and the book, but they're both pretty good.
Yeah, it's a couple.
Yeah, just a few. All right. An orphan child must fight his parents' murderer in order to save his friends. Yeah?
Is that Harry Potter?
That is Harry Potter.
That's a lot of books, though.
Well,
Yeah.
so specifically, the Deathly Hallows, the last one.
Okay.
But well, Harry Potter's all right.
Okay.
Hey, you gotta have faith in yourself, Jackson.
One
I
up
thought
on
you were
my
talking
children's
like-
lit stuff. Wow,
Right.
I'm gonna be shunned.
Well, yes, we got it. There's plenty more. Make a comeback. We'll see. All right. This one gets confusing. Man A loves a married woman. Man A is shot by man B because B gets jealous of A. A and B don't have any relation to each other in the story.
Huh.
Again, these are bad explanations of the book.
I gotta say I don't know.
Turned into a movie. A couple movies, actually. One was done in the 70s or something. One was just done a few years ago. I think DiCaprio. No.
No?
The Great Gatsby.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Gatsby being...
I actually never read that in class.
That was one of the few I had to read. And I did read, actually. All right. Let's see. Throw one. Here we go. A man is pressured by a stranger he just met to take a substance that he is not interested in taking. Eventually, he ingests the substance and becomes enamored with it. Think children's literature.
What?
A man is pressured into taking a substance.
If you give a mouse a cookie?
Ooh.
Oh, that was a good.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Right idea, but no.
I got nothing.
Green eggs and ham.
Oh, boo. Substance was throwing me off.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was a big
green
one there.
eggs are not natural.
That's a good one. All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
Give you that.
We're going to quick breakdown. 2-1.
Yeah.
That's all right. I feel a comeback. I'm sorry, Jackson. I just feel one coming.
It's fine.
The main character is almost killed in the first couple of pages until a new caregiver takes him in. We found out later that the new caregiver wants to kill the main character too. A friend helps convince everyone to not kill the main character. They don't, but the friend dies before her kids are born. I'd be disappointed if you don't get this one.
I think I know.
Oh man.
Is this Charlotte's Web?
Oh, and I'm
Charlotte's
wearing
Web.
this friend.
I saw that earlier, and I'm like, that's
man.
the one you gotta get. 3-1.
I think I'm winning because I know you better.
You know these kind of, yeah. That's all right. We're gonna try to get 2 more in.
All right.
We got about a minute left, so we'll work them quick.
Go fast.
All right. The story of a family over the course of 1,000 years. The cool son dies because the dad tells him to. The book is compiled of everyone's side of the story. It's a tricky one, too.
1,000 years.
The best-selling book of all time.
Oh. Is it the Bible?
It's the Bible.
Yay!
The
Wow.
Bible. That's the Bible.
Favorite kind of. Stop there.
All right, last one for fun.
Okay, for fun.
Okay.
A friend shoots the other friend in the head.
For fun.
High school. Well, not for fun. No.
High school.
Yeah.
In
No?
high school, no.
It's a high school book that you probably read. George Lenny, Mice and Men.
Oh, my son.
That's all I got from the book. It's a good book, I hear. All right. That's all right. We take your word for it
I
that you
promise
know
I'm a
books.
children's book
It's
maker,
all right.
yeah.
It's all right. We'll be back after the break to say goodbye.
My mom's birthday was coming up fast, so I needed to go out shopping for something quick. I needed to move money from my savings to my checking account so I could use my debit card at the mall. I cracked open my laptop, hit the bookmark from my bank, and entered in my username and password. What the heck? I got sent back to the home page. So I entered in my username and password again, made the transfer, and went to the mall where I found this cool little necklace for my mom. That's good news, right? The bad news is, the next week I went to make a purchase and they told me that I had insufficient funds to cover that purchase. Long story short, when I had logged into my bank the first time, I got redirected to a fake site that stole my username and password. I guess I got a virus that redirected my bookmark. The thieves had a field day with my account. I wish I had known then what I know now. You have to check and make sure you're really on your bank's website. This can be done by either recognizing an image you've selected or clicking a lock or VeriSafe icon and comparing the bank's web address to a web address you've got on our certificate. My name is Luke, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd like to thank Christine and for telling us a little bit about literary activists at EMU, Jackson, of course. And thanks for playing along with us. Hope you had fun. I had a blast. It was a good time. Make sure you follow us on all of your social media at ETV at EMU and watch all of our shows on Campus Cable, Channel 18, or anytime on YouTube. I'm David Pierce Anderson. This is Jackson. This is Christine. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
Woo!